Alright guys, TacticalRab back again today. Hope you're doing well and enjoying your day so far. Welcome back to VALORANT news and plenty to dive into today. The North American Challengers is back underway. Lots of drama to discuss in the Cloud9 versus Evil Geniuses match especially, but also what's going on with Keloqz in the European side. Very much intrigued to your thoughts in the comment section below. Hit the like button if you enjoyed the video. Subscribe if you were new as always. I would greatly appreciate it. Really upset the channel. Loads of support over the last week. Really do appreciate it. Firstly, this from Sentinels because later today, they're going to play against Optic Gaming. That's very spicy. I'll of course talk about that one tomorrow, and we'll talk about the fixtures coming up right to the end of this video. But firstly, we've got to talk about what's going on with some of these rosters, because some interesting roster changes going down. Built by gamers, they released their entire VALORANT team, or I believe one player may still be on the bench, but as they say, they're making significant changes to their main VALORANT roster. It seems like since Bang left this team to go over to join 100 Thieves, things have kind of been pretty chaotic internally if they've actually decided to go completely a different direction with their lineup. As Pope says, is now part of BBG Val. He's been released. I'm looking for opportunities. So interesting to see these teams kind of blowing up so quickly. I guess they still have their academy. This also from Bodog. Apparently ShahZaM is joining Crazy Raccoon as a content creator. Was lots to talk about what he's going to do. Is he going to be able to get a team in that region? Because a lot of teams, of course, kind of locked in their rosters for the upcoming season. Seems like that might be the current route. Of course, the future could still leave a lot of things available here in terms of becoming an actual pro player once again. But yeah, definitely something to keep your eyes on as we progress. Let's talk then about G2 and Keloqz, because we've been really confused about what's going on here. G2 initially had mixwell into the team. That very first closed qualifier, they got double first rounded. They went down to the open qualifier next time. They brought Keloqz in as the Jet instead of mixwell. They looked way better. They get all the way through the open qualifier. They get straight into challenges, and so far in challenges, they looked okay. They lost, I believe, to Fnatic. Then they beat Supermassive Blaze. They were 1-1. And then yesterday, they made the kind of surprising decision, or 2 days ago, I guess now, to, get rid of Keloqz and bring mixwell back into the team. We're thinking, what's going on? Is this an internal thing? Is this Nuki not particularly happy with how Keloqz is treating it, the rest of the team, the way he's treating practice, and maybe, getting a bit complacent? Or is there something else going on here, right? And it seems that exactly is the case. Because, they say goodbye to Keloqz entirely. Just so strange, right? Why would they, if you're going to bench him, and especially because it clearly is a valuable asset you might want to bring back, why would you just get rid of him? So it seemed like there was something else going on here that, G2 weren't just getting rid of him for no reason. Maybe because Keloqz actually wanted to leave and join another opportunity, because maybe there was more money on the line, who knows? Because, as Keloqz tweets out, which team do you think I will join? So seemingly, he had something in the works ready to get sorted, and turns out that is exactly what is going on. As he describes right here, super excited to announce he's joining Team Heretics. They were, of course, looking to rebuild their entire roster. They had a pretty good team for a while, then they made some roster changes ahead of the open qualifier. They did not make it through either open qualifier, they got completely demolished, and then they kicked pretty much their entire team. Now they're bringing in a new lineup. Keloqz is kind of, I guess, going to be their star jet player, and they probably went out and said, look, we want to get you off G2, what is it going to take for you guys to join us, even when he's already qualified for challenges and making some moves. So maybe he didn't feel somewhat welcome within the G2 camp, or whatever was going on, because it's definitely an interesting decision from his side that he's on a team in European challenges. He has a chance maybe to get through that group, right, to qualify for the playoffs, get to Masters, get to Champions, all this type of stuff with G2, but kind of probably decided that he'd actually, wants to go down a different route and make it work with Heretics, which is quite the call. And of course, we don't know what went on internally, whether this is Keloqz's call, whether it was kind of a G2-led thing. Maybe one day we'll actually find out what the whole behind the scenes of this stuff was. A lot of chaos there, really. I wonder if maybe he didn't feel super respected within the team environment, because of course he's been there for quite some time, and that wasn't really the case first time around when he initially got benched while Coldamenta was still there. Of course, Coldamenta now over at Guild. It's a pretty crazy one. Of course, Heretics looking to rebuild their team. They could, of course, qualify right for the next stage of EMEA challenges, and then maybe play up against G2. I'm sure there's some exciting storylines on the way. This also to mention real quick before we talk about North America is that, Keloqz, after just being released from 100 Thieves, he's been at their, Gen.G headquarters, or wherever exactly he is right now. But yeah, lots of people are suggesting that Keloqz may well be going to Gen.G, at least on a trial period or whatever, because they made some significant moves as of late as well. And yeah, maybe they need an IGL, right? Keloqz could step in. He's still, I guess, got his visa sorted, right? So maybe there's an opportunity to build a European team on Gen.G living in North America. Who knows what the plan is, but yeah, maybe an opportunity for Keloqz, right? Because I do feel bad really for Keloqz and babybay both, that, they did all this work, right, to join 100 Thieves, and I'm pretty sure it was 12 days after the 100 Thieves announcement video went live, they dropped both the players they brought on. So, we'll see how they fare. I believe they play later on today, or maybe tomorrow. We'll have a look at the schedule here at the end of the video. Let's dive into these games then. So firstly, Cloud9 versus Evil Geniuses. This was a very interesting one, and I was very impressed, honestly, by, at least Boostio in this game too. But lots of drama as a result of it, to be honest. So, yeah, Nerd Street tweet out all these highlights, right, and C9 on this game game 1 here on the Haven. Like, they were up 9-4. It didn't really look like they were going to face all that much resistance. And well, game 1 and game 3 were dominant for Cloud9, but game 2 was a very different story. Like, I mean, as we can see here on the breeze, so Vanity has to clutch this crazy 1 versus 3 to keep them alive on this, well, a pretty good offensive round. Of course, generally, the defensive side here on breeze is, well, way too easy. I think a lot of people would argue. So, yeah, 1 versus 3 like this with 8 HP on the board, that's something that's going to keep you alive. And really, when this type of stuff happens, you really feel like, okay, like, yeah, it's probably going to be good enough to help Cloud9 win this map. Doesn't work out in the end, though, because Boostio was absolutely out of control. He was popping like 2 kills around every round without fail. And then, well, as the map closed down, we'll look at the final stats here in a second. I think a lot of the Cloud9 guys are like, okay, what's going on there? There's no way that he possibly can keep that up on the final map of the series, which pretty much was the case. It ended up 13-8 here in favor of Evil Geniuses here on this breeze. And yeah, Reformed gets the job done here against Mitch. I mean, look, Mitch is absolutely phenomenal player, I'm not going to lie right now, especially with Nats having a bit of a slump in terms of the Sentinel role. Like, Mitch may well be one of the best, if not the best in the entire world. No doubt impressive. But yeah, this final game here on the Ascend, like, this wasn't particularly close. So Vanity tweets the following out, and we know Vanity likes to talk trash, right, and pop some stuff in on the timeline, and he says the following: 2-1 Evil Geniuses, Boostio typing easy after a once-in-a-lifetime game, he says. So basically saying, look, Boostio, this guy, okay, maybe he's a decent player, he has a great game on the game too, but he's never going to do that again. This guy, like, you know, he's not doing all that much, like, he's not a particularly special talent, he couldn't do it game 3, and yeah, he was typing easier, and we got the job done. So definitely a few words here from Vanity, but yeah, Potter, right, the analyst for the Evil Geniuses Valorant team, says the following. She says, you're actually so pathetic most times, and I know you want the impressions, but it was a rebuttal, you dweeb, GG's. So yeah, pretty incredible stuff. I guess she's kind of saying that the easy was kind of a rebuttal to what they were talking trash right in the game. Just so, you know, stuff like this is kind of, it's always entertaining with Vanity's involved, and the Cloud9 guys are involved. And yeah, some drama like this, it's always exciting stuff. It is interesting though, really, what Vanity, like, just the perception of him really within the scene, because when he wins, he's going to talk some trash. When he loses, he's going to accept that he's going to have to take some. That's just how it works. It's kind of that kind of COD community mindset, as he says right here. Trash talk makes the games more interesting. Robot personalities are boring. Anyone else feel this way? Or am I just a COD killer heart still? Definitely, I think it makes it more entertaining when people are winning to go out of their way and talk some trash and shoot some bodies, make things entertaining. That's why I personally find the North American Valorant scene more interesting than the European one, even though the European teams are better in general. Like, there's just better personalities, I think, in North America. That is just my perspective at the very least. This also from Leaf. We got ecoed 5 times on breeze and lost both pistols. Felt like I was playing a ranked game, everyone just swinging, hitting headshots. This is kind of interesting, right? Felt like I was playing a ranked game. This is often a criticism leveled at other teams. They said they don't play a particularly good style of Valorant, a particularly calculated style. They're just playing for kills, and like, if they get their headshots, they win. If they don't, they lose, right? And that, I guess, is kind of what it was happening on breeze. They were just kind of playing a ranked game, right? Kind of a very loose style that the Evil Geniuses were using, and that's effectively a bit of trash talk there, where you could argue, right, in terms of, okay, these guys aren't really good at actually playing good Valorant. They're just, you know, just going to play random and hope to beat us in a particular situation. Zeta even echoed this opinion in an esports GG interview when he says, you know, compared to breeze, I feel like they analysed some of our rounds on breeze and how to deal with us, but on Ascent, it just felt like they were playing ranked games, to be honest. So, I mean, yeah, obviously didn't really work out for them on that final Ascent, and well, these were the final series stats. So as we can see, that game from Boostio, in at least the game 2, he was on the Gen, of course, the entire series. But yeah, Leaf, I mean, Mitch, Zeppa, usual suspects here dominating the performances. Haven goes 13-5 in favour of Cloud9, then breeze, of course, was 13-8, and Boostio goes 25-14 plus 11. This guy was out of control this particular map, but yeah, obviously after typing easy in the chat, couldn't really keep it up on the game 3, 13-2 here on Ascent. Pretty rare that the offensive side dominates quite as much as it did, and Cloud9 advanced to a pretty comfortable position right now in the bracket. Let's talk about the second game then, which, if anything, was probably the biggest upset we have seen so far. Knights got absolutely demolished in their first game against version 1, and now they're beating Rise, especially after this. Like, they're 7-1 down here on the T side of Ascent, of course. And I mean, yeah, this crazy play here, honestly, from Ban. Like, this guy was out of control, like, with the Jets. And this was crucial to bringing these guys back in the game. They somehow win the game 1. I mean, think about how good Rise looked for a time. Like, they played so well against Optic, and now they play Knights, and really fall short, to be honest. I was really surprised about this one. But yeah, the Knights take them down in a 2-0 comfortable series. Like, look, it wasn't particularly comfortable for them, but yeah, I mean, obviously they go here to the bind as well, and they win this map also. So yeah, Rise really not performing in this series, and that really kicks things up in that group, because Knights looked like they were going to be the team that everyone was going to roll over. They had a close series against Sentinels, and now they beat Rise, which means that the team that lost to Rise, that being Optic, now finds himself in an even more precarious position. So, well, things are very hectic now. Massive update of that course of that series. Yeah, 2-0, game 1, I mean, look, Scuba's plus 14. Really, the Rise guys never got going at all Very rare you see Superman here with, 24 and 37. That does not happen every day at all. Ascent goes 13-9 in favor of the Knights. And then, of course, after being down 7-1 on that point, right, they win that round. They managed to bring it back on a very strong defensive side. And then Ascent and then Bind Story goes 13-8. So probably the biggest upset we have seen so far in that region. And well, that makes things very spicy indeed in terms of Group B especially. So Group A, Cloud9, they're 3-0. They're comfortably through to the playoffs, no problem at all. Garda here as well. 100 Thieves, I believe, play tomorrow. But Group B, I mean, look at this now. Because you've got Knights at 1-2, Rise at 1-2, Optic at 1-1. They play Sentinels today. And then you've got NRG at 0-2, Version 1 at 2-0. So this group just got crazy with that win the Knights had there. And well, these are the games coming up today. Sentinels versus Optic Gaming. And then the Guard versus Exit. Two absolute bangers. Very much looking forward to this one. Very much intrigued to your thoughts as well in the comment section below. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did enjoy it, hitting a like button tells the YouTube gods it's a good video. Others like you should see it as well. And I've grown the competitive Valorant community. Thank you for watching as always. Take care. And I will see you next time.
This Viper Split may fall unless Vanity gets in quickly. Does have 2 snake bites to play with. The first one will go out. Also the Poison Cloud just in case. Here comes the retake. Vanity gets away from this. He knows he was getting pushed.
Can he get the second
so
one
now he
off on
takes
spike?
the next angle. He's going to have a snake bite for this as well. Could he possibly do this? The spam shots come through. It gets to halfway. Dre gets taken down.